one minute.
Sir,
Yes.
can you extend one more week? We just missed some classes.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll try that.
Sir, I got sick.
Yes. You got what?
I was done with viral.
You you're not audible. I'm not able to like hear you.
I was sick, that's why I couldn't attend class.
Okay, you were sick. That's why you couldn't attend the class. Okay, I'll try. I'll speak to like tomorrow in meeting and ask that to say if it's possible. We'll extend another week. I cannot guarantee that. I'll ask them. So if they say okay, so it will extend. It will be extended by 1 week. No need to worry. Most probably it will like extend. No need to worry. Okay. So let's start with our speed tree. So first I'll give you the basic what is speed tree. Basically, speed tree software. With the help of this, you generate foliage basically. Foliage and create all the trees, your ivies, your any kind of things you want to create. You can use that. So and Speedtree have multiple versions. Like this is I am using a cinema version, cinema edition. You can see cinema edition. There is a Unreal version is there. There is a like your Windows some version is there. Like multiple versions are there. So if you use the Unreal version, in Unreal version you have only one option to export into FBX. There no other option. But in cinema version, you have multiple options where you can export into multiple formats and then export directly into import directly into another this thing format. So that is there. So this is something what I am using. You can use Unreal version. That is totally fine. And it's basically to completely node based. You can generate like this is like any like basic of like it works like any tree, herb, shrub, or anything to create that. Suppose it's a creeper. For a creeper, the stem, that the creeper stem is basically the main stem. It's usually reads as a trunk. Like it's not a trunk. Technically, it's not a trunk, but you need to start with a trunk. Like right click, then add a trunk and add like this. So this is basically your node, all the nodes you are using in that particular in this particular scene. Then this is the properties, like all for those for nodes, their properties. Like what are the properties you want to use? Like for those nodes, number of branches you want, number of like density of the mesh, or your that branch or that particular that node. Like what are the properties? Like density, your length, height, your scale or count. All those things and will come pop up under this section. These are basically your like PC, like you can see viewport. You want to render it, you can do so like show height things. Then you have zoom in, zoom out things. Then you have force. Forces are basically wind and all. You can add and then you can add all those like force, extra forces. Suppose you want to add something magnet to attract something. Like suppose you have a tree in one direction and you want to create the entire tree in that direction. So you can create a magnet and then entire branches, leaves will be pulled towards that direction. So and then you have like suppose you have twisty this like ivies and vines. They usually have this twisty effect. For that you can use twist, curl. There's so many options are there. So you can one by one you can use and check everything. Then wind is basically by default in Speed have a wind system where you can just like suppose you want to create a wind for your tree, and then it will like have this wind effect, blowing wind or something, strong wind, low wind. Then you can export that entire animation directly into FBX and import into Unreal, Max, Maya, or any other software. That animation will be embedded into that particular mesh. So then lighting you can change, and resolution. Resolution is like what is the resolution you want. You have high, medium, low, and draft. Draft usually gives you very low poly, triangular, like very low poly model, not very good quality render or detail in the viewport, just to optimize the workflow. Then you have edit node. Under edit, you can edit your things. Like suppose you have generated a like trunk, then you have generated branches, like big branches, and generator basically works as a generator. It will give you all the options here. With the changing the numbers, you can modify the generator. Same like substance you have generated, you modify the numbers or sliders you have. Exactly same thing. You have sliders and numbers. You can change. But node based, what happens if you click on node based? You can manually on viewport you can click on that particular node and modify it manually. Then you have season. Suppose you want to change the environment, you can change the season. Then if you want to add some branches, leaves, or other things, then visibility switch on, switch off. Gizmo, what kind of gizmo you want? Translate, rotate, scale, global scale, local scale. So this is a gizmo. Then ambient occlusion you want, you can click it, but it will increase your render time. Then collision you want, you can click on collision, it will generate a collision. And export is directly export, and this is like collapse or expand toolbar. So that is something is not required. And this is your material, you can see, and down material set, mesh, mask, displacement, all those sections. If you want to apply any of this, you can just click and then plus and add displacement, add mask, add mesh, material set. Suppose you have material set saved already, you can import the entire set of materials directly. Or materials, you can either like manually create materials, or you can just already import pre-existed existing materials. So I'll just give you a basic example, like show you how to create this. Basically, so you can just simply right click here, add geometry, add a trunk. So instantly pop up this, and you can see that node extends and it shows a trunk and all these properties. The properties trunk. It's proper all the properties for the trunk. It will show now here. Or delete this. Right click, add geometry, add trunk. Works the same. Viewport also can click and add like this. And right now you have these branches. You can see you have all. If you click on all, it will show you all the properties, all the options, all the tabs in under one tab. Everything here. But if you want a specific something, suppose you want to modify the material quickly, go to material. It will show you only and only the material section, or displacement, or UV section, or skin section. Skinning rigging is by default skinned already, so it will move, change here and there. Like segments, like density of your mesh. Like suppose where is my just give me a second. Okay. There's a wireframe option, or it's not there here. I mean, it was there as far as I remember. It shows wireframe also. Okay, then how to navigate on the window? Navigate on this viewport. Middle mouse button, it pans and moves like this. Left mouse button without any other keyboard. Left mouse button, rotate. Scroll, zoom in, zoom out. And this is the scale. By default, it shows, and whenever you start to start, it shows you the actual height of the tree as compared to a human figure. 25 feet, 25.01 feet. The scale of this thing. Absolute length 25. You can see if you want to increase this, increase, it will change. Why it didn't change? Let's change here. You see, it's modified. It like a spine. This thing. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Segment, it won't change. Reason being, segments are basically uh, uh, the number of segments. Where is my, if I go to node, just give me a second. Why its wireframe is not visible? There is the option for wireframe. So you can see why is not now you can see I just switched to show under show. I just changed it to wireframe. Now you can see the wireframe. If I modify this, it basically increase the absolute this length of the this mesh. The segments to do with mesh quantity, radial this effect. Just like this, you can see increase the density 20, reduce density 10, even lesser 20, lesser. You can see with this you can basically control the density of your model, like poly count. Basically, you control the poly count with the help of segment. Generation, basically you generate your model. What you want to generate. Right now it's one. Suppose you want to generate two. So basically generate two different trunks or maybe three. So this is basically number of how many number of trunks you want to generate. So it's based on that. You want to modify, if then you can just select any of this thing. You can see you have this gizmo where hover over that start angle. If you click this, it will change the angle. Left rotate, right rotate, scale. This is your radius, increase, decrease, noise. By noise, basically it becomes like uneven. Then you have gravity. Then you have length. So all these things you can manually control from here, or you can control with the help of spine also. You can see you have gravity right now 0.17 is applied. If I apply zero point 0.5, you see it goes under the underground. So I can undo this. Then start angles I can change, modify, then go this thing. If I want to manually change it, I can do that as well. If it's only one branch, shape scale, so nothing happens here. Even this like shape is like same. Then parent control, like absolutely this with this you can control the entire thing. Radius you can increase or reduce. So with this you basically create all those like effects for the tree. Now you can see all the wireframe and everything. But if you like suppose you want this angle is not that much. If you control with this, it will affect all three of them. But if you go to node mode and select this one only, something wrong. Why your node is not working? You just click this, print. Then add big branches. It will generate all the branches. Gravity just look angle 0, 0 or maybe 1. Zero. Okay, alignment change. Okay. Okay, and it shows how many points is generated. Big 72 branches. But if you zoom in, you can see that cap, that top part, tip of the main branch is empty. So what you have to do is select the big branch, then scroll down, extend parent, click onto any. So it will extend that section to another branch. Then suppose I want this branch to fall down, I can go to generation and find where is my gravity. If I want to increase the gravity, then I can increase the gravity. Then I can just this branches, and if I want to modify anything, go to node mode. Yeah, select any of any specific branch. If I suppose I want to modify this, it's going underground. Click on this, start angle, rotate it slightly. You can see there's no issue, no no mesh deformation, nothing, no this is intersecting. So I can just fix this also. Rotation, rotation, almost everything is fixed. So like this, you can just generate this entire section, and this base. If I generated this thing, I want to increase it radius. I can increase the radius. So it will generate within this parameter. Then big branches. I have big branches, small branches, trunks. Then I want to add little branches. It will generate more branches. And if I want, I can add little bit of gravity for them as well, because that entire tree should look like same family, same family. Then this branches I feel they're like way too long. Fine. Then I'll have a length. And set not to spreading. Basically, with spread you control the spread, but I need to reduce the length. Size scalar. Yes. This basically controls the entire size of the branches. If I want, I can go to node mode and reduce one branch at a time. I can do that as well. Select this, reduce the length. I can do that. And you can see if I reduce or increase or decrease, all these branches also modularly, all modular pieces automatically generate or reduce. Angle, gravity, reduce, increase. So manually I can modify, change things. So branches are ready. So usually trees, you have a trunk, then you have little branches, then you have big branches, then you have little branches, then you have twigs and all. Twigs are the tiny branches. Right click. It's a simple example I'm showing you. Twigs. You can see it looks quite dense. It's high quality. If I go to medium quality, it will slightly change. Low quality, slightly change. Like this, I can create amazing quality trees and all. Let's go back to high quality. Now, just have all these branches and everything. And suppose I want to, now I want to go back and change the base, this thing. I can do that as well. All number is 2. See, instantly modified. Then clipping is switch off. Extend parent is not required for this because there is no parent. This is the parent for everything. Else hand drawn. Then we have segment. I can reduce the segment slightly. Absolute length is like let it be fine. Radial thickness of the tree length, it can increase or decrease. So everything, like no matter what you do, like whenever you can come back and modify things. One, only one. Gravity 0. Start angle. Why it's working like this? Because this angle I have changed, and now it will be 0 or maybe 1.5. So I changed this angle. That's so it was like that bent curve was there. If I want to create, like kind of I liked it. 3, but 3 is something I didn't like. Generation 1, only one LC. So it looks kind of nice. I can create something like this, and that angle. Let's go to angle once again. If I want to modify, all you can see it will automatically highlight that section orientation of this. If I want to modify something, double click and move it with another node. Basically change the angle and all those things, so you can modify things and create the way you want to create this entire thing. So basic structure is almost ready. There's no leaf and there's no roots. So you can go to trunk again, right click, then you can go to decoration. There is something called root. Click on this, it will instantly generate roots. Now these roots are not perfectly aligned, so I have to align them nicely, because root generates based on your trunk angle. I can modify this position. I can change the see. I can just simply drag and change the position. Angle I can modify, and then I can go to the roots, and I can go and change the number of count frequencies to. I can increase it to let's see 5. So it should change, and plus you have lots of presets as well. If you use classic like interval 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, also you can modify based on your the way you want. And then for this I can just simply start angle. So just simply delete, delete, keep it straight and keep it straight. So roots will be aligned nicely. But for root, we don't have any base here. So suppose you want to create some root wrapped around some stones, rocks, or some ground. So you have to bring a plane. from outside, place it there as your ground, and then you can work. Like yesterday, I showed you this thing. You like last class, you imported one this some art or something imported and wrapped around with this thing. So say similarly, import a plane and to generate this entire thing. Okay, let's modify things quickly. Start angle position I can change at the base position. I can generate all these routes very easily. Go back to generator and there will be a size. Reduce the size. Generate those. Then node mode. Only and only this one I want to modify. So like this, I can modify all the routes one by one the way I want. If I don't want any of them, I can just simply select, like suppose I don't want this and delete. I can do that also. In node mode, you can delete each and every node manually. In generator, it generates everything automatically. It calculates everything by itself. So it can, like you see, it can generate this entire tree. And again, suppose I want to go back and instead of one number one, I want to have two. And then I'll go back to like rotation. I can increase. Then where is the angle? Position also I can change. I can generate two trees. Scale I can also modify. Like one is big, one is small. It will automatically modify everything. So like this, I can create or this entire thing, and then later I can just I want to add a leaf. So leaf mesh, add a leaf mesh, Control D, again leaf mesh, and leaf mesh size big to small, big to small, or okay, inverted. So just go back and change it to one only. It will be highly optimized. So I can generate all these leaves, and if I want to increase the quantity or do anything, I can do that as well. Something like this only. Big, you can say big to small, and quantity also I can change numbers 20, 15, window 1. You can create this thing. If you want to import some texture from Megascan, like last day I showed like how to create use those as your texture. You can import that and place it here. So now, or suppose you want to create your own texture, you can do that. If you want to create your own material, you can do that. So for this, first thing, I'll show you how to input existing thing. This, if you click on this plus, it will open up this default path where it have all the samples. Leave, just select one, open. It will by default open everything. Then select your leaves, go to material, and under material you can see material is none. Just click on leaf front. This material is already existing. Similarly, go to this, click leaf material, or you can just simply click this and drag drop here like this. You can do that as well. So now you have all this nice branches and all this thing. But these are a single leaf. So this will be really high poly. But what if I don't want single leaf? I want a like a cluster of leaves and all. So I'll go leaf, let's see. Both are kind of same. Mesh, I don't want any mesh. Growth. So is there tree? This thing is there where they have this entire library. I just have saved it somewhere. Oh my hard disk is not connected. Just give me a second. Connecting hard disk. But library is not connected, so I have to check the library because how to create like a really good quality trees with really dense leaves and all. For that, he cannot use one like the card for one leaf. You have to use a cluster of leaves for one part. So let me see. Okay. So somewhere uh, PC library, I guess. Um, Okay. Here I can see like some these kind of leaves, or but I don't want this kind of leaves. I want like an entire cluster, African baobab, this entire library. Um, Let me check. First, yes. So like something like this, I can use. Select any of them, open. It will ask for the all entire slot you want to delete, use, use them. Yes. So modify the entire section. You can see now I have this cluster of leaves. Gloss, no need. Surfaces, no need. All these things are no need. Remove them. And I have to check for aspect opacity. Have to modify. Same path. Have to go. अरे भाई मेरा ये कहाँ गया? P, it's reading. अरे यार, I should have used a native thing. Okay, I can see this one I have used. And let me see where is the alpha. I guess alpha is in PGS alpha channel. So I'll select this and click open, and channel is alpha. Yes. See, the moment I click this, it increases the stick, changes the entire thing into alpha, and now I can increase the mesh count, or I can increase the size zoom out. So one. Similarly, for this also, I can increase the size. So see, instantly it become nice, dense tree. If you want to add more branches, reduce more branches, reduce leaves, you can do anything. And right now it's have this thing, but in the scene there's no wind. Suppose you want to enable wind. You see, I just click wind. That's instantly wind. If you increase the intensity, reduce the intensity, you can do that. Direction you can change. Everything is you can modify this, and you can export this entire thing in as an animation as well. You see, and the animation has all this wind and everything. You have this effect. You can export this entire thing with animation, and you can import this into Unreal or Max or Maya or Blender or any software. You can do that. So this is the wind. So I just switch off my wind. So suppose this is so like a base I created. So like leaves are like quite heavy. But now this scene, I want to create something some force or some thing force. Like under force, you can see at force I have so many things. If I click a direction, I can change the direction, but it doesn't affect on my screen. Reason, I haven't applied any force. So what I can do, I can just keep my maybe for main this thing. I just applied force W, keep it here, and then I'll go to my force. Then I can increase or decrease. I can do that. Suppose I want to change the branches. So I have to go to force, switch on direction, see intensity. Or if you want to modify your this direction, see it's a really handy software. You can create amazing kind of effect with the help of this. So force works like literally force, direction force. It basically affects direction. Then you have force magnet again. It attracts. If you create a magnet, it will attract towards that. Then you can see this apply a twist. Move it out so that I can see it. Let's go to little branches. Switch on twist and increase the intensity. So if you zoom in, you can see all these twists on the little branch. But I can switch it off and I can go to twig and switch on the twist. You can see all the effect here very easily. Or maybe you can, if you want to on this big branch, see, you can twist everything. For trunk also, but trunk it won't work because trunk is the base for everything. It won't work. If you want to create something really like twisty and all, you can do with the help of hand draw. Suppose you want to create something manually, spacebar, click on the viewport, it will generate a this thing, and then you just see manually you can generate something, or spacebar, click and spacebar, click on this white dot and draw on your viewport the way you want. See? And if you want to modify, you can modify this also, spacebar. Like something fantasy free or something, I have a specific thing. So it's become difficult for me to generate it with the generator. I can do it manually as well. Then click on this and if you want to align it nicely. And with the help of this node, make it smooth and clean. Like this, you can modify things, create any kind of structure. And on this, if I want to add a branch or anything, I can do that as well. Like I can combine my hand drawn things and I can create some trunks or some just see if I just suppose I want to select these two, control D, duplicate and drag drop on my branch. See, it instantly generates based on the scale of these branches. It generates everything. It's way too high. Reduce length also I can reduce. So like this, you can modify your manual things also. You can create things, add posts, add this thing, and it's quite easy and handy. You can create any kind of trees, any kind of foliage. You can import your own model. Suppose I want to create something. Okay. Like I want to create something my own, and then that is also I can do. Like I can create a foliage or flower or something, and I want to use that in this thing. I just have to import that particular thing and populate that. So okay, let's create something really quickly and clean it. Okay. And you can see you have all this by default presets that you can use any one of them to create your structure and modify them and then use it. So let's suppose I want to create something. Let's just create with a blank this thing. Trunk, right click, big branches, right click, little branches, right click, big branches should have leaves and twigs should have leaves. I generated all these things. So leaves and all these things are generated. And if I want to add some wind or something, I can do that manually, or I can just go to Unreal and create wind for my particular section. I can do that as well. Like add a use a grass wind effect. I can do that as well. So once we're done with this, let's create a quick material. Okay, not the feature. Material set of create plus. Let's go to bar. This is by default already available. Open everything. Drag, drop to assign to the trunk. It will automatically assign to all the branches. Then plus go to leave. Any of the leave, select any one of them. Open to create this thing. Drag, drop to leave. Drag, drop to leave. You have all these nice leaves. I want to increase the quantity. And the tree looks quite huge. Like as compared to this character, I reduce it and plus generation point position, I can change this angles. I can change over this extend parent. I have to click extend parent any. The center part was missing. Then Position, you can see rotation, position low or high, what you want. It's totally up to me. Then you can reduce, increase. You can see last one, first one. So the flip, like after this, you should flip. You can do that. Spiral, limit, like basically limit of branches. Basically limit everything. Spread. So I'm not aligning anything. And count, I can increase or decrease. That's totally up to me. So how many branches I want. Then there's the scale. If I want to reduce, I can do that. Then this leaf size. It's too big. To do the size. Count. I want to increase. I can increase. So basically, like this, I can generate things very easily and create this entire thing, and then go to save with asset, export camera from FBX, export mesh, export selected mesh. So I want to export the entire thing, export image, export material, export image sequence. You can do everything. You know, select this, export mesh and desktop. Okay, let's go to 119. Is a new folder, PC folder, and inside that I'll save it. So if you ask like what you want to like export, texture format PNG, no, I want TGA, just export it TGA. UV unwrap UVW is already unwrapped. So leaf references, bone skeleton you want to export, geometry, branch theme, branch spine, all these things you want to export. Hierarchy I want, material and all those things. Wind you want to export. You can see you have all these options. Like if suppose you switch on your wind and export this, so it will export your wind as well. So as of now, let's see, select this and okay. So to export all textures, all materials and everything into that folder. Just give me a second, I'll open that folder and show you. You see, it exports the material, FBX and all the map assigned to it. Then you can select this, Control C, close this. And this is a way simpler software. You can do it very easily. Open Unreal. And then I will import. Open.
So this module, how many weeks?
This is technically this is the last week. Last week, so I'll request as Akshay asked to extend one more week, so I'll ask them. So if they agree, so we'll extend one more week. Most probably it
Total,
will extend by 1 week.
total 8 weeks, no sir. This is the sixth week.
Uh, Total 8 weeks or 6 weeks, right?
Yes, this is the sixth week.
No, no. This entire model is for 6 weeks.
Oh, we are thinking 8 weeks.
I'll cross check it. If it's 8 week, then you definitely will have 2 more weeks. If it's 6 week, then we'll try to extend another week. Opening, it's taking a lot of time. Because today I haven't opened Unreal yet. That's why it's taking so much long. Okay, by the time I'll take it in and I'll show you something. I imported my character and now it's dancing. So use all these things, like create something really interesting and nice. Okay, okay, actual present and with my instrument present, Ashwin known, Nitin present, Philip present, Kulhit present, Simple method. That's okay. GA193 and import. Let's get open, import. Then choose this. I have to change the scale while importing and plus the orientation. While exporting, there's an option for change the orientation. We can do that. And, and right now, alpha by default, you can see texture is applied, everything is ready. Only thing is, if I go to material, change it to mask. Okay. So sorry, it's to mask only. Mask connected. If you're using a leaf from Megascan bridge, then they have all these options. This nice alpha and all. There's no alpha, I guess. Okay, let's check. Oh, this alpha is separate. Okay. Let me simply import the alpha. Okay. Why showing error? Fail to create asset. If I quickly copy this thing or use change to some other format. And whenever you see anything like this, make sure it's double-sided. Please, ready, save. Please start here. And right now everything is static. If you want to add some wind or something, you can do that. Graph wind. We don't have much time. Here all parameters and change all these numbers. It will automatically create your wind. Apply this. Not required anymore. Instance 0.2, 0.5, speed and all you can control. 0.2, the tree is ready. Like this, you can control the entire thing, or you can, if you want to modify things like wind, also you can like control with the alpha with the mask. Also, you can do that. So try this thing out. P3, it's a very good software, and it's like with this you can create unique assets, unique trees very quickly within no time. So try this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'll show you how to use decal maps and how to this thing populate your scene nicely and add more details within Unreal. How to do that? I'll explain all these things tomorrow, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye bye.